Hi, this is Andy Brewer. I'm back at you. There's been a lot of misconceptions about how Chomos get treated on the yard, this and that. But this is really the reality of it. When I'm on the yard, and every 2 weeks there's a bus that comes in, and everybody's waiting. They're waiting for somebody that's hot being a snitch, or they're waiting for a chomo. So you got to come in with that paperwork. You got to see it. Well, if there's a chomo that's coming in, they'll have, cops will say it, give you the paper, whatever, we're going to know it. Sometimes they slide by, but most of the time they go straight to PC. They don't want to try their luck. But sometimes they try their luck. And I'm going to tell you a little story about one that tried their luck. He was up in B upper. I'm in B lower. Won his paperwork. He ain't coming off. We're kind of getting a little bit. He's kind of a little fishy. So we run his paperwork anyway. We call out, get his thing. He's a child molester. So, needless to say, a couple homeboys go on up there. Well, they're up there, and they smash him out. Take all his shit, and he runs through the police, beat up, goes to the hole. Okay, everything's cool. Nobody's locked up, nothing. Well, the next day, the lieutenant called me down there to the lieutenant's office. And he said, what's going on? I said, what's going on? He said, man, we got somebody locked up because they locked up a homeboy of mine who was working, but he didn't have nothing to do with it. So the lieutenant tells me, hey man, we got one of your guys locked up and he didn't do it. I need somebody. I said, what you need somebody? He said, yeah, I got to have somebody. I said, okay, can you give me a few hours? He said, yeah. So I go up to B upper, tell my homeboys, hey, listen here. I got a sack of cigarettes. I said, you tell anybody to take this case, I'll give him this sack, which has been about 400 or 500. I'll give him this sack. I didn't go to the guys that did it because they did their job. They did what they were supposed to do. They're out of the picture. But I got to handle this. So I tell them. My homeboys go out. They get around the work. Well, there's a guy there from Arizona who happened to be getting out. He didn't have no good time to lose. He didn't have no money. He was in debt. He didn't even have a radio. So he's like, hey man, comes back there. I said, yeah, I'll give you this sack. And it was cigarettes. Wasn't weed or nothing, but cigarettes is a big thing. I give him this sack. And what he said he'd take it. But believe me when I say this happened. This all happened on the straight up. He takes the cigarettes, stuffs it up his butt, because he's going through the hole. We give him a radio. My homeboy says, here, a radio. He don't even have a radio out there. Stuff it up his butt, give him the cosmetics. I go down to the lieutenant's office with him. He's got his little cosmetics, got his cigarettes up his butt. And I go down to the lieutenant's office and say, hey, this is the guy right here. Lieutenant looked at him, kind of smiled, and said, okay. I said, you let my homeboy out of the hole? He said, yeah. So he goes in, my homeboy gets out of the hole. The next day I'm down at the chow hall, and the captain was there. I think he's a warden now. He looked at me and said, hey, Brewer. He kind of laughed, said, what, I do something wrong? He said, no. And that was the little episode of the dealing with the politics of the penitentiary.